Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something really wild?
I know I am.
Today we're looking at hypno-channeling. Using hypnosis to connect with higher consciousness.
And then communicate with other beings, right?
You got it. We're focusing in a session from Naomi's YouTube channel.
Hypno vibes. I love her work.
Me too. In this session, she hypnotizes Tina.
And she acts as a conduit for an entity named Carol.
Now, Kieran is fascinated, described as a representative of these third-generation hybrids.
Hybrids. You mean beings that live among us?
That's right, sharing our world but with abilities we can only dream of.
Wow. Okay, I'm hooked already. So what makes these hybrids different from us?
Well, Kieran says the third generation, they look almost exactly like humans, except for one tiny detail.
What's that?
A slight greenish tint to their skin. Apparently it's barely noticeable, though.
So they could be walking right past us and we'd never know.
Exactly. And get this, there's a fourth generation.
A fourth.
Yeah, born around the year 2000, who can completely mimic human appearance.
Wow. Okay, so we could be surrounded by them and have no clue. That's a little freaky, not gonna lie.
I know, it really makes you think. And Kron mentioned there are 54 third-generation hybrids in New York City alone.
Wait, seriously? Just in New York?
That's what they said.
So if that's even close to accurate, we're talking about a global population, right? Living right alongside us.
It makes you wonder who you bump into every day.
Right, or what are they capable of?
Okay, buckle up, because this is where things get really interesting. Naomi, the hypnotist, had this weird encounter on the subway.
Oh, what happened?
She believes she met a fourth-generation hybrid.
No way.
Yeah, and Kron later confirmed it wasn't just a random thing.
They actually, sought her out?
Yes, apparently this hybrid recognized Naomi from a past life.
Like they were drawn to each other on some deeper level.
Exactly, and did this. The hybrid was singing on the subway.
Uh-huh.
Got off at Naomi's stop, even though they hadn't planned to.
Okay, that's kind of strange.
And here's the weirdest part. They had perfectly clean shoes.
Clean shoes.
In the middle of winter, with snow on the ground.
Okay, that's more than strange. That's almost impossible.
Right. So Cran drops this bombshell, the whole subway thing. Staged.
What?
A setup orchestrated by other hybrids.
You're kidding.
Nope. To guide Naomi on her path, they said.
It's like they're trying to wake her up to something bigger, right? Like us, the listeners, too.
It really do make you think, doesn't it?
It's like they're saying, hey, we're here. Start paying attention.
Exactly. And that's just the tip of the iceberg.
I can't wait to hear what else they have to reveal.
We'll dive deeper into all of that and more right after the point. Stay with us.
So this subway encounter, it wasn't just weird. It kind of hinted at some of the wild things Cran said these hybrids can do.
Like what?
Well, get this. Apparently, they can shift their reality, actually change things.
Whoa, hold on. Are we talking bending the laws of physics here?
Sounds like it. They can teleport, mimic any sound. Cran even said they can speak Chinese perfectly.
No way.
And they can mess with how people perceive things. So, make you see something that isn't really there.
Exactly. It makes you wonder what's real,
That's a bit unnerving, honestly, to think our perception of reality could be manipulated like that.
Right. And remember how Naomi felt that strong connection with the hybrid just through eye contact?
Yeah, she talked about that. What was that all about?
Well, Cran explained that eye contact is super important for them to communicate.
More than just seeing each other.
Right. It's like a deeper exchange of energy somehow.
Wow. Okay, so maybe there's more to eye contact than we realize.
And get this, Cran said making eye contact requires them to, temporarily raise the other person's consciousness.
You mean raise the observer's consciousness?
Yeah, just for a moment, to make the connection possible.
Fascinating. So it's like they're giving us a little glimpse into a higher state of awareness.
Maybe. Which makes Naomi's experience in the car with that other possible hybrid even wilder, right?
Oh, yeah. The one she sensed wasn't fully human, even though he looked totally normal.
Exactly. Makes you think, what if we all have the potential to sense these things?
Right. But maybe we just haven't unlocked that level of awareness yet.
That brings us back to this idea of raising consciousness. It seems to be a big theme here.
Yeah, for sure.
Child even told Naomi she doesn't need to know everything right now.
Implying there's more to learn as her consciousness expands, I bet.
Exactly. There are levels of understanding we can access as we evolve.
Like unlocking new areas of a map as you progress through a game, right?
Yeah. And Naomi talked about feeling more curious, deeper understanding, increased sensitivity, all as her consciousness grew.
Sounds like quite a journey, but probably not always easy, I imagine.
Right. She mentioned how tough it is to be around people who are at different levels of consciousness now.
Like she's more sensitive to their energy?
Yeah. She talked about sensing fear and lies in others.
Whoa, like she can see through their facades.
It seems like it, which connects to what Quran said about the difference between words and true intentions.
Yeah, like, are people being genuine or are they hiding something?
It's like that saying, actions speak louder than words, right?
Exactly. So where do we go from here? We've got hybrids, raising consciousness, hidden truths. What does it all mean for us?
Right, like, are there hybrid children among us? Bashar, remember he's another channeled entity, suggested many people might have hybrid children without knowing it.
Whoa, can you imagine? Raising a child with like superpowers and not even knowing it?
Mind-blowing, right? And guess what?
What?
Cran confirmed Naomi has 3 hybrid children.
No way, seriously.
Yep, and they'll either meet on the same vibrational level, or Naomi's consciousness will have to rise to connect with them.
So either they find each other energetically or she raises her vibration to meet theirs. Wild. But if that's true, where are these hybrid children now?
Okay, get ready for this. At the end of the session, Cran said they were on a spaceship.
Wait, a spaceship? Are you serious?
That's what they said.
A spaceship. That changes everything. It means they're not just advanced, they're interstellar.
I know. It makes you wonder, are they just watching us? Or do they have a bigger plan?
That's a question for the ages, and I guess we'll have to keep exploring to find out.
Maybe we'll get some more answers in part 3.
I'm ready when you are.
Wow, we've covered some serious ground in this deep dive into hypno-channeling.
Yeah, my head is spinning a little bit, to be honest.
I feel it. Hybrid beings, shifting realities, spaceships.
It's almost too much to take in, right?
Yeah, but before we get lost in it all, what do you think are the biggest takeaways here? Like, what can we apply to our own lives?
That's a good question. I think for me, it's that idea that consciousness isn't fixed, like it can grow and change.
Right, it's not just who you are, it's something you can develop.
Exactly. And as it evolves, how we see the world changes too.
Yeah, we might start noticing things we never did before, or making connections we never even thought of.
It's like, what if reality is way bigger than we think?
Right, and maybe we're just starting to get a glimpse of that.
And remember, Charon urged Naomi to write about all this, like to share her experiences.
Yeah, almost like a call to action. What do you think that means for us?
Well, maybe it means we should be talking about this stuff too, like exploring these ideas and sharing them with others.
Right, being open to expanding our own consciousness and helping others do the same.
It makes you wonder, what would the world be like if everyone was on this journey of raising their awareness?
It's hard to even imagine, right?
Yeah. I mean, how would our relationships change? What about society as a whole, even our understanding of history and science?
It's mind-blowing. But there's one thing that keeps coming back to me, that difference between words and true intentions.
Oh, yeah. Charon was really clear about that.
It makes me think maybe that's one of the most important lessons here. Like being more genuine in our own lives.
Yeah, being more aware of what we're putting out there and looking for that deeper meaning in our connections with others.
Exactly. It's been a wild ride exploring all of this. And, that question Karen asked really sticks with me.
Which one?
If you encountered a hybrid, would you recognize them?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Makes you think, right?
It really does. It's like maybe we need to be paying closer attention to the world around us.
To those little details, those subtle cues, and maybe, just maybe, we'll have our own subway encounter someday.
Who knows what we might discover? It's exciting and a little bit scary all at the same time.
I'm definitely going to be looking at the world a little differently now.
Me too. And to everyone listening, keep exploring, keep those minds open, because who knows what's out there waiting to be discovered. CV5.
I like to invite this energy that I saw many times in the subway, on the platform, also in the car. This energy, this person who we believe is the 4th generation hybrid. And I met with you yesterday, and I feel maybe you have some messages for me. So when I count to 3, you will come through this body and you'll be able to let us know. 1, coming through. 2, almost here. And 3, hello.
Hello,
Yes, hi. Who I'm speaking with?
a third generation hybrid.
The 3rd generation. Do you have a specific name for your generation?
QRAN.
QR, that's it. QRAN. You. So, what do you look like?
Look like humans, but the skin tone is a little bit greener. I do look like humans, but the skin tone is a little bit greener.
Greener.
But humans can't really notice the difference.
I don't know if I ever. So when I was trying to ask if the person I met with, so I guess you came through and maybe you can tell me more about this person. But I keep seeing in the subway.
He is one of the, you could say, offsprings of me and
Uh,
the human's
right?
genes.
And so yesterday, I know it seems like I never talked to police immediately for some reason. And can you tell me why? Because they're not ready.
Because you are not ready to receive all the information yet.
So will I be ready?
Yes, eventually.
So I had eye contact with him, and I felt there's things or messages in his eyes.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
What he was trying to say.
Call me.
Just
Can you repeat that?
so
You can write about him. You can.
yes, I'm doing that. But I don't know much about him from him.
You can mention him in your book, but you only need to write what you feel and what you think of him right now and what you know right now.
Okay. And he was singing last night. He was happy.
Yes, that is his way of communicating
Oh.
without using words.
And I said, when I saw him the first thing, second, I said hi. And he was just very surprised to see me. But that's he said hi.
Yes.
He cannot smile. Or
Not exactly, but he can if he practiced.
so is this something like, like how to say, so like a setup? Like I was going to have dinner with Jessica, but because I have this consultation after my class, so I told her, I said, we are meeting today, Tuesday, or Monday, and so this consultation person was not there. It doesn't even seem this person exists.
Yes, that was a setup.
But it's set up by whom? I'm also part of
Hybrids.
hybrids. Uh-huh. I see. So anything else that we need to know? Like me and Jessica, um, we were very excited to see that he was trying to get to the same car, but he was not doing that before. He was, he kept some distance from us. So why yesterday he was trying to be so close to us?
Because he wanted to make that connection.
But he knows us from before.
He does recognize you guys.
And so he also got off the same stop. But before he was like, I don't know where he's going. When I got off that stop, he was still in the train. So yesterday he got off. Why?
Because he wanted to.
Mm.
He can do whatever he wants.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. I see. And he knew that I was taking a photo or video, and it's just so like I feel he was happy. He was happy because I started writing a book about hybrids.
So in the book, you write what you got right now, and you can write something like, be excited for the upcoming,
You see.
for the future.
And yesterday I was looking at the list of the books I like to write, and when I saw hybrid, I just feel, yes, I'm gonna do that. But I feel it can be like a bombshell. People, I don't know if people are ready for this, but it doesn't matter, you know?
You just have to get it out, get the message out.
Right. And I will not think about how people will react. They just know, and some people will resonate. And so I also write things about you.
You can.
Very good. I like it. And so what do you tell me about? What did you do on Earth? Are you still on Earth?
No, I'm not on Earth anymore.
But when were you?
In the late 1900s, mostly research.
So when you were here, you did not expose yourself, or some people saw you?
Only one or two people.
Oh. So how many altogether?
54, New York.
Only in New York?
Yes.
In New York, 54.
Yes.
but altogether?
You mean all the generations?
No, just a third.
Just a third, yes.
So all the 54 into New York.
Yes.
But why here?
Oh, there are hybrids in other cities as well.
Uh-huh. I see. So,
A few hundred.
but so between the third and fourth, I think that's a long time. Why so much?
Well, the fourth starts around the year 2000.
Right. So that's almost less than 100 years later.
We came around 1970s.
Oh, 70. Oh.
Yes, late 1900s.
So what is the difference? What's the different things that the fourth are doing now?
They have more human interaction compared to us.
Because they look exactly like human.
Yes.
Yeah, so from outside, he looks like us, but that's the inside of his body, his organs, and they're all different or similar
No, it is not like the human organs.
at all. They say he doesn't have a heart.
It is like mechanical. On the outside, we perfectly imitated the human body.
Right, I cannot tell this from outside. But I think he does not have hair. Yes, some.
We are trying to grow, but that is not really successful.
Yes, it's hard. And so does he have a name
Organ,
in his body?
GON.
And so let's say if I see him again in the future, he will be also kind of close to us, or
Depends on how he feels.
but he does not talk.
No.
Oh. But why Jessica told me that there is a time she heard that he's on the phone and speaking the Chinese dialect.
He can imitate sounds. He can make you see what he wants you to see, not human foods.
And why I asked these questions, but I just don't know exactly how it works. So his shoes, like yesterday, because of the snowing, everyone's shoes are dirty, but his shoes are extremely clean because he doesn't get affected by this.
Because he did not walk from the streets.
So how does he move?
He shifts his reality to where,
So
for
it's
example, he's in the train station. Yes, teleportation is essentially that, shifting your reality.
So I met with fifth dimension. This is 2000 last year in August, and this person looks like a person was in a car. And do you know about that city port?
Yes, I do know about.
And so that was interesting because he was driving really slow, and that's why I looked at him. And as soon as I looked at him, I felt he was not doing it, and I was going to ask him. But then I decided not. This is because he made me feel it.
Yes, that is on a soul level.
And so, is this true? Someone told me that I was for him to get my real estate, for him to get the inside.
Yes, looking through the eyes is an important way to establish the connection for communication.
And for him to be able to see me, he has to, or someone has to raise my vibrations.
Yes, he can achieve that.
So let's say if he doesn't do that day, he wouldn't be able to see.
He can help you temporarily raise.
So that's what happened. Because he told me he doesn't see, he did not see me.
Yes, he definitely creates his reality.
I guess, I was going to ask you, I don't know if this is something, so let's say this morning, I felt I woke up too early and then I kind of want to sleep again, but I couldn't really fall asleep, so I kind of hypnotized myself, and I feel, is this something you can tell me that I felt so shift?
You don't have to know too much about that right now. You can just enjoy it.
But
Just explore and wonder.
when you guys telling us, you don't need to know too much, or this is not information to be disclosed, is because of what?
Because it does not serve you at the moment. And there will be a time in the future, or there will be a time when you can know it.
Okay, so you just know that when I ask certain questions, you know what is the things that you can let me know, what is not, right?
Yes.
I can imagine it's like, right, you see a block, something like that.
If that's not important for you, then I won't know.
But what I like to know is not something I just made it up and really get into that reality and just enjoy.
Yes, it is important for you to just wonder and explore.
So, yeah, it seems like you can tell me this, like when I was listening to Bashar's teaching, and a lot of people ask him, do I have hybrid children? And he said yes. And then people ask how many, and he tells people like 35, 37. It's a lot. And I mean, what I know is I have 3, or I have more.
You have 3 for now.
All right. And so if I see them one day without knowing, I can kind of recognize.
If they choose to be on the same vibration level as you, or raise your vibration level to where they are at.
And also, I want to ask, like, because I meet with Tina, we're doing other things, and we're very excited about writing books and making the podcasts and videos and spreading message. So we both feel we're really embracing our business. So can you see that?
Yes, there is a ball of intense white light.
I feel it's all good when I'm raising the consciousness. I feel I have more clarity. I have deeper understandings about things. I can feel more. But this feeling more, sometimes it becomes not very present. Let's say I feel people are really saying something, but they don't mean it. They have, because they have a lot of fear, and I feel that I can really feel that, and I get frustrated sometimes. Like, why you cannot just ask or say I don't understand, right? Explain to me, because I did not feel this way before. Now I feel very clearly about what people are trying to say, or what's deep inside of them, or the difference between what they're saying and what they're really knowing, or how they feel about that. So, any advice?
That is just what will eventually happen when you raise your consciousness. You do understand that what other people are doing are according to their consciousness.
Mm.
It is like what this is how Jesus looked at everybody else, the humans on earth. But that doesn't mean he doesn't have compassion or he doesn't want to help them.
So let's say if we keep raising our consciousness, then eventually we can maybe empathically understand what other people are thinking, what's in their mind. Yeah.
It's like you can tap into their energy.
So let's say right now I did not try that. So let's say if I'm sitting in a subway, and if I just go a little bit, and I might be able to tap into other people's energy.
Yes, and see what they are thinking or how they are feeling. You can feel that.
You think where
You can try it out for yourself.
I sometimes someone pass by and I feel there's one word, like let's say hope. I feel that word, and I don't know what that means. That's okay.
Yeah. You don't have to figure everything out. And you know it when you know it.
But it's a little bit difficult for us to trust. What do we do? Trust, always trust.
Yes.
And so, what are you doing now?
I'm in a spaceship.
Are you kind of coaching?
No, not really. I am creating.
Received a lot of information from you, and I truly appreciate it. I did not expect this much, or nothing at all. And I really will put whatever I learned into the book.